Your life if you spend your 20s building wealth versus spending it. The scariest part is that from the outside, you would never be able to tell which one is which. By the end of this video, you are going to see the brutal side-by-side comparison of what your life actually looks like at 35, 45, and 60, depending on the choice you make in your 20s. You will learn the 3 quiet habits that separate the wealthy young Americans from the broke ones, the painful trap that almost every spender falls into without realizing it, and the simple decision you can make today that could change every single decade that follows. This matters because your 20s are the only decade where small actions create massive results, and once that window closes, it never opens again the same way. Let me start by painting you a picture, because I want you to really see this. Imagine 2 friends, both 22 years old, both fresh out of college, both starting their first real jobs in America. They make the exact same salary, around $50,000 a year. They live in the same city. They have the same education. They have the same opportunities. But they make 2 completely different choices in their 20s. One of them decides to spend her decade. The other decides to build her decade. And by the time they hit 35, their lives are no longer comparable. By 45, they are living in 2 different worlds. By 60, one of them is free, and the other one is still working, still stressed, still wondering where it all went wrong. So what is the actual difference? What did one of them do that the other one missed? Stick with me, because the answer is simpler and more painful than you think. Here is the first habit, and this one is going to sting, because almost everyone in their 20s gets it wrong. The wealthy young Americans treat their 20s as a foundation, not a vacation. Let me tell you about a young woman I want to call Emma. Emma is 26 years old, lives in Denver, and works as a junior accountant, making $60,000 a year. Her friends spend almost every weekend at brunch, going to concerts, taking weekend trips, ordering food on apps, and constantly upgrading their wardrobes from whatever is trending on social media. Emma loves her friends. She still goes out. She still has fun, but she made one simple decision when she got her first paycheck. She decided that 20% of every single check would go straight into investments and savings before she ever saw it. Automatic. Untouchable. Out of sight. Her friends thought she was boring. They teased her for cooking at home. They rolled their eyes when she said no to expensive trips, but here is what they did not see. By age 26, Emma already had over $30,000 invested and growing. Her friends had nothing. Not because they earned less, they earned the exact same. But because every dollar they touched, they spent. Every raise turned into a bigger lifestyle. Every bonus disappeared into a weekend. And by the time they were 30, Emma was on track to become a millionaire by 45, while her friends were still living paycheck to paycheck, wondering why life felt so heavy. Now here is your pattern interrupt. Did you know that the average American in their 20s spends over $300 a month on food delivery apps, subscriptions, and impulse purchases they will not even remember 6 months later? $300 a month. That same $300, if invested instead, would grow to over $1 million by the time you turn 65. So the question is not whether you can afford to invest. The question is whether you can afford to keep paying for things that are quietly stealing your future. That brings me to the second habit, and this one is going to shift how you see money completely. The spenders chase comfort. The builders chase freedom. Let me explain what that actually means. When you are in your 20s and you get a raise, there is a powerful temptation to upgrade everything around you. A better apartment, a nicer car, newer clothes, trendier restaurants. It feels like you are finally rewarding yourself for all the hard work. But here is the trap. Every single upgrade locks you into a higher cost of living, which means you now need to keep earning that higher income just to maintain the new life. You think you are getting richer, but you are actually just getting more trapped. Comfort feels great in the moment, but freedom feels great forever. There was a young man named Tyler, 24 years old, working as a software engineer in Austin. He got his first big paycheck and immediately did what everyone around him was doing. He leased a brand new car for $600 a month. He upgraded to a luxury apartment that cost him $2,500 a month. He started eating out almost every single night, and within 6 months, despite making over $90,000 a year, Tyler had less than $500 in his bank account. He felt rich, but he was actually one missed paycheck away from disaster. Meanwhile, his coworker Sam, also 24 and making the same salary, kept his old car, lived with 2 roommates, and saved over 40% of his income. Sam looked less impressive on Instagram, but Sam was quietly building an exit door. 5 years later, Sam had over $150,000 invested. Tyler had credit card debt and a car that was now worth half of what he owed on it. Here is something I need you to really understand. The Americans who become wealthy in their 20s are almost never the ones who look the wealthiest. They are usually the ones quietly driving older cars, living in modest apartments, cooking at home, and investing the difference. The ones who look the most successful are often the most financially fragile. It is a giant illusion, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Now here is your next pattern interrupt. Take a quick look around your life. The people you follow on social media, the friends you spend the most time with, the lifestyles you scroll past every single day. Are they teaching you to build wealth, or are they quietly teaching you to spend it? Because whether you realize it or not, your environment is shaping your financial future every single day. And in your 20s, that influence is more powerful than at any other point in your life. That brings me to the third habit, and this is the one that truly separates the two paths. The builders in their 20s invest in themselves before they invest in anything else. Let me tell you what I mean. There was a young woman named Priya, 23 years old, working as a customer service representative, making $38,000 a year. By every measure, she did not have much to work with. But Priya did something extraordinary. She spent the first hour of every morning learning. She read books on personal finance. She watched videos on investing. She took free online courses on digital marketing. She did not spend money on expensive programs. She used the resources that were already free and available to anyone with an internet connection. Within 2 years, she had taught herself enough digital marketing to start freelancing on the side. Her side income quickly grew to over $2,000 a month. By age 27, she had left her customer service job, was running her own small marketing agency, and was earning more in a month than she used to earn in 3. But here is the part that really matters. Priya invested in herself first. She built her skills, her knowledge, and her confidence before she ever tried to build her bank account. And once those things were strong, the money followed naturally. Compare that to the path most young Americans take. They wait for life to happen to them. They wait for the right job. They wait for the right opportunity. They wait for someone to notice them. And while they wait, The years quietly slip by, until one day they wake up at 35 and realize that nobody is coming to save them. The cavalry is not on its way. The only person who can change your life is the version of you that wakes up tomorrow morning, and your 20s are the best time in your entire life to start becoming that person. Now, let me show you what these two paths actually look like over time, because I think this is where it really hits home. Picture two Americans at age 35. The builder, the one who saved, invested, and grew skills in her 20s, has somewhere between $150,000 and $300,000 in investments. She owns a modest home. She has multiple income streams. She has a strong network of connections she built through years of learning. She wakes up most mornings feeling calm because she knows that even if she lost her job tomorrow, she would be fine for years. The spender, the one who chased comfort in her 20s, has almost nothing saved. She might have a nicer car and a flashier wardrobe, but she also has credit card debt, no real investments, and a growing fear that she is falling behind. She wakes up most mornings feeling tight in her chest because she knows that one bad month could ruin everything. Now, fast forward to 45. The builder has somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million in investments. She is starting to think about retiring early, maybe at 55. She has the freedom to take vacations without guilt, to help her aging parents, to start a passion project, to say no to things that drain her. The spender, on the other hand, is now scrambling. She is trying to save aggressively, but every dollar feels heavy because she is also paying a mortgage, raising kids, and dealing with the rising cost of everything in America. She tells herself she will catch up, but the math is no longer on her side, and deep down, she knows it. Now, fast forward to 60. This is where the gap becomes almost unbearable to look at. The builder is financially free. She works because she wants to, not because she has to. She travels. She spends time with family. She lives in the home she dreamed of. She helps her grandchildren. She is calm, present, and grateful. The spender is still working. She is tired. Her body aches. She is counting the years until she can retire on Social Security alone, hoping it will be enough. She loves her family deeply, but she carries a quiet regret that haunts her in the small hours of the night. She thinks about her 20s. She remembers the trips, the brunches, the upgrades, the things she thought made her life feel rich. And she finally understands that those things were never richness at all. They were just expensive distractions from the future she could have built. Now, I want to be very clear about something, because I do not want you to walk away from this video thinking you need to live a miserable, joyless 20s. That is not what building wealth means. The builders in this story still travel. They still have fun. They still go out with friends. They still enjoy their lives. The difference is that they enjoy their lives intentionally, instead of accidentally. They choose where their money goes, instead of letting their money disappear. They balance fun today with freedom tomorrow. They understand that being young is not an excuse to be financially careless. It is actually the greatest financial opportunity you will ever have. So how do you actually start? It really is simpler than the world makes it sound. First, automate your savings. Set up a system where a percentage of every paycheck goes straight into savings and investments before you ever touch it. Second, keep your fixed costs low in your 20s. Resist the pressure to upgrade your apartment, your car, and your lifestyle every time you get a small raise. Live a little below what you can afford so the gap can be invested. Third, Invest in yourself constantly. Learn something every day. Read. Watch. Practice. Build skills that the marketplace actually pays for. Your earning power in your 30s and 40s is built almost entirely by what you learn in your 20s. Fourth, choose your environment carefully. The friends you spend time with, the social media you consume, the people you listen to, all of it is shaping your financial future. Surround yourself with people who think long-term, not just people who think about the next weekend. Now I want to leave you with one final thought, and I want you to really feel this one. There is a version of you 20 years from now, sitting in a quiet room, looking back at this exact moment in your life. That future version of you is either going to smile with gratitude or quietly grieve for what could have been. The choice between those two futures is not made in some big, dramatic moment. It is made in the small, ordinary decisions you make this week. The dinner you cook instead of order, the subscription you cancel, the book you read instead of scroll, the $100 you invest instead of spend, the friend you choose to listen to, the mindset you choose to feed. Your 20s are not just a chapter in your life. They are the foundation that every other chapter will be built on. Build them well, and the rest of your life will feel like a reward. Spend them carelessly, and the rest of your life will feel like a punishment. The choice is not someone else's. It is not the economy's. It is not your parents'. It is yours. And it begins right now, in the next 24 hours, with one small decision that nobody around you will probably even notice. But 20 years from now, that one quiet decision might be the single most important thing you ever did. Choose wisely. Your future is watching.